Gemini, Gemini, what is good? Welcome to Conjuring Queendom Tarot. I am here to do your very first monthly for my channel. Welcome, happy to have you. I'm going to go ahead and start pulling cards. These videos have been around 20 minutes, so we're going to try to keep it on par. First card out. Okay, well, first, we're doing an elemental spread. One card for each element, one card for your soul message. Alright, let's get down to it. First card out, soul message. Ooh. Alright. Daughter of Earth. I feel like I have these upside down. Okay. There you go. Daughter of Earth as your soul message. In the position of Earth, we have Judgment. Water, we've got Seven of Cups. Illusion. What you want to see? That's Earth. Alright, for air, two cards wanted to come out. Alright, so you've got the High Priestess right side up. And you've got Death in reverse. And for fire, you've got the Emperor. Alright, let's get right on into it. Today, we're switching it up. We are using the New Era Elements Tarot. I like this deck a lot. So first card out, Daughter of Earth. This card basically is a card that talks a lot about being grounded, a lot about being in, especially in the physical, being in touch with that earth element, being in touch with more than just, not even just financially, but being in touch with your own being in the physical. Some of you Geminis, I know you guys can get so, mentally busy that you guys forget to tap into your physical. This also tells me that some of you guys might be a little irresponsible when it comes to your money lately. It also tells me that some of you are really tapping into and trying to tap into your points of privilege. This is letting me know that your privilege is not going to help you in whatever situation that you're in, especially financially. So if you're one of those people that's kind of used to coming up off of other people or being able to access other people, using your privilege in a way that isn't necessarily for the best of all parties, you're being asked to look at that right now. Your soul message, again, not only is it saying you need to tap into your physical body, but you need to tap back into work. You need to tap back into, okay, you got money. How are you protecting money? How are you investing? Are you, worried about your generational wealth and your financial sustainability? So with that, I want all of you to kind of assess how it is that you are interacting with people, how it is that you come up off of other people. Not to say that you guys do it in a harsh way or it's even intentional by any means, but it is something that you guys need to tap into and look more closely at. And you need to be meditating. You need to try to bring all of that mental energy down into your physical body and really tap in and check in. Sometimes y'all are sick, don't even know it, know why you're sick. Some of you guys, you get so caught up mentally that it really does affect you in the physical. It's very psychosomatic, and you guys have a very hard time being able to sort certain shit out when it comes to your physical and your mental bodies. So we're going to get clear about that in this coming season. I'm a Venusian Gemini, so for me, I know that this is very true as far as my love life. I kind of get so caught up in doing what I'm doing that I forget to tap into my own physical needs, shit like that. So, all right, moving right along, you've got the earth element, you've got Judgment. This card can be kind of harsh, as you can see looking into the mirror. This lets me know that in the physical, you really are dealing with a lot of fractured pieces of yourself. You are really trying to bring in all of these, thoughts and ways of existing into either practice in your physical life, or you have a lot of things in the physical that you either regret or that you judge yourself for, that you feel judged for, that you're having a hard time reconciling. Do not let the process scare you. Judgment is hard for anybody, especially this card. This card is more about people judging you and you judging yourself as much as it is about your creator judging you. What are the things that you've done in your life that you feel Creator has been like, disappointing? Or, you know, Creator's been like, damn, you know, that part seems broken about you, but that exact very broken thing is not just showing you a distorted image. It's still you. Regardless of what it is that you've done, regardless of what it is that you've experienced, these things are all things that make up a part of who you are. Stop judging yourself so harshly for shit that either was out of your control. You know, Judgment is also a card that talks about things that are really not in our control that we have to navigate because the cosmos says so. So, you know, taking those experiences and those pieces of information and integrating them into your highest self is really what you're being called to do now in the physical. Everything that you have been tapping into as far as this Judgment card, if you feel you need to make amends with people, or you feel that there are, you know, bridges that you've burned that you want to kind of correct, do that in a way that is good for everybody, not just for you. Don't just be running up on people, forgive me, you know, I'm sorry. That's all good and fine, but also people have feelings, you know, so those relationships and bridges that you have burned or that you've damaged, you need to make sure that you reconcile those with just as much energy as you took to burn them away. Next card out in the space of emotion is Illusion. This card, usually Seven of Cups, talks about a lot of choice, a lot of confusion because of having so many choices. Gemini, you guys are extremely flighty. You kind of just go wherever, do whatever with whomever. You need to tap into, you know, you and how you conduct yourself when you do have all of these choices. You are always going to have women who look better, men who make more money and also look better. You know, there are always going to be options and choices for you, Gemini. That's how you guys roll, and it's a beautiful part of who you guys are as a sign. The chaos and confusion comes from having too many options. If you know that you're one of those people that kind of likes to get around, Tupac style, this isn't saying that you need to make a choice. This is basically just saying the more options you have, the more confused you will be. Try to tap into who you really are outside of all of these different pieces in order to help you better establish what choice is actually good for you and doesn't just look good. You guys are the sign that definitely chase anything that glitters, even if it is not gold. So with that said, you need to really be careful, really be mindful about what it is you're tapping into and why all of these choices are so readily available to you, and yet none of them seem satisfying. Sometimes the best choice is no choice. Sometimes the best choice is being like, okay, listen, none of these things sound good or in my highest alignment, so I can't fuck with any of it. It doesn't mean that you have to dip and dab into every single thing in order to keep juggling these things. You need to pick and stick, okay? Up in the air element, first card out, we're going to talk about this High Priestess card. As you can see, she looks similar to us. Full tarot spread in front of her. This is saying that window behind her, right, is covered. You can't really see out of it. She's using that divine third eye, that intuition, to be able to navigate things. This is all about Gemini. Instead of trying to sort so many things out in your head, all these choices, all of this shit you have going on to navigate, you really need to be mindful and use your third eye and use your intuition and listen to what Creator is trying to tell you in the ethers. You can't listen if you're too busy talking mentally, right? Too many thoughts. You can't actively be hearing and downloading what Creator wants to say to you if your mind is too busy. This is why I said you need to meditate. You need to bring that mental energy into the physical body so you can clear space, so that Creator can actually have a conversation with you, so that you can stop talking and you can actually listen and receive. The next card that came out was Reverse Death. Everybody that sees that card is so funny. As a tarot reader, everyone's always like, I don't want to know if I'm going to die. Yes, there's a death card, right? But with the death of a thing also comes a birth of a thing. So you have to remember that resisting endings to things and resisting the dying process of some of these things isn't going to further the relationship, situation, any of those things. It's not going to extend the lifespan of a thing. You really have to understand that sometimes in order for things to grow, they have to die. Plants teach us this. Plants, especially, you know, ones that come back every summer, they really show us how to let things die and how to let new things grow every single year. That leaf is going to be new every single year. It's going to die in fall. The bush is going to be all shitty. It's going to look like trash all through winter. Meanwhile, it's just resting and waiting. You have to be okay with the period of rest and waiting. You have to be okay with some of these choices dying off so that you're able to grow and to better yourself in a new way, in a better way, in a more healthy way. Okay, your flowers are not going to bloom if you're still trying to grow them in soil that is not fertile. You've got to allow space for things to kind of come in, shift, die in order to offer fertility. It is a common saying, or at least thought, that people, it takes a life for another life. So when one person dies, that's how another person is born. It's how they're brought into the world. You need to keep that energy in mind. Just because you want to have all these options and you want to have all these places to go and things to do, people to do it with, it doesn't mean that these connections are meant for you in this season. Go with what is meant for you this season. Period. And if you can't figure it out, shut the fuck up and download it. Okay? And in fire, you've got the Emperor. The Emperor, as you can see, is the card of Aries. So you are definitely in a season of alignment. It is Aries season. It is also saying that you can rule from your throne and not have to get up and continuously try to figure shit out and do this and, try to make sure everybody's in their place. The Emperor is a person who gets shit done, and oftentimes they have allies and people in that kingdom that help them to do that. The Emperor is a master of every suit in the deck. They are a master of their emotions. They are a master of their fire, creation, getting shit done, creativity. They're also a master of their money. They're a master of the physical realm. And they are also masters of their thoughts. That is where you, Gemini, that is where y'all can struggle sometimes. Especially, I feel for y'all being quarantined and shit. I know y'all are going stir crazy. I know that y'all are probably just bored as hell, dying, because you guys are the sign that, you're ruled by Mercury. You think a lot. You do a lot. You're trying to be here, there, and everywhere. It's fine. Sit down. Just sit the hell down and allow everybody else in the kingdom to kind of help bring you the prosperity, bring you the mental clarity, emotional shit that you're seeking. You need to allow other people in the kingdom to also play their part, essentially. You can't do everything. So this is basically telling me in this season, even though it's a season of growth and rebirth and redoing and renewing, you kind of need to do that from a seated, meditated position. It's not about your action. It's about actually taking a fucking seat. Even though it kind of seems counterintuitive to what the Emperor card is, for me, what this is telling me right now is that you can get more done more efficiently if you just relax and slow the fuck down. Just slow down, okay? With all of this going on, you do have a lot of major cards on the board. You've got Judgment, you've got the High Priestess, Death, and the Emperor. These are really heavy energies, especially with the High Priestess. This is basically saying there are things going on that you can't exactly navigate because you can't fully see them with these two eyes. You're going to have to tap in, and you're really going to have to rely on yourself to give yourself the answers you're looking for. You can't expect other people to come in and to essentially give you the satisfactions you're seeking. You can't expect people to come in and mend this mirror for you and help to fix your self-image. If your self-image is dependent upon what other people think of you, you are fucked. You are absolutely ruined because everybody has an opinion. Everybody's going to try to tell you who you are. Everybody's going to remind you of every time you fucked up, all these pieces that you shattered. It's okay. That doesn't make you who you are. If you see in the card this man, he's still a whole ass man, regardless of what he sees, okay? This is basically telling me, no matter what your gender is, that your self-image has really been damaged by other people, how they think, how they talk about you, and that's okay. But at a certain point, you have to decide who you really are. You have to be so unshakable in your own self-image that people can tell you, hey, you look so great today, you're doing bomb at your job, you are the most glorious human ever, and you accept that with the same energy that you accept, hey, listen, you can be kind of fucked up, you've done this, you've done that, I don't rock with you because X, Y, and Z. You have to be able to receive both with the same sort of energy. You have to think about it. You don't have to internalize it, but you can kind of sort out, take what you need, leave what you don't, and then you can move from there. But if you keep moving from a place of distorted self-image, you're going to be miserable, and you're going to keep seeking shiny things to make yourself feel better about who you are or who you are supposed to be. Gemini, for the love of life, okay? Let those things die. Don't be so resistant and so hesitant to let go of people and places that wouldn't make you feel exactly as you show up into the world. If you are trying to make a change in your life and you're trying to be better, don't kick it with people who know you as one version and who are going to hold you hostage to that version of yourself. You're never going to grow that way. Don't kick it with people who hype you up. They just tell you you're doing great for no fucking reason. Sometimes we kick it with those people because we need that self-confidence boost. It's really not doing anything for your self-image, though. You've got to come to a place where you love you more than anybody else does or can or will, so that you have a clear image of who you are and what the fuck you came here to do on this earth, okay? And once you, I think, really master that judgment and you have a conversation with God, right? I told you you have to have a conversation as above, so below. You need to let God tell you who you are. You can't keep being out here trying to chase status and chase, what looks good to make you feel like you are somebody. It shouldn't take all of that, okay? And with that said, sometimes when we have a lot of these choices, you see the card says illusion. Some of these are really not options for you. You are chasing after shit that really is not meant for you. It's really not an option. It's a test. So be mindful of that. You are being challenged in a way that's like, okay, listen, you've been on this cycle. We've put you here before. Have you learned? Have you grown? Are you better than what you keep saying that you are? If not, karma is going to come back around and keep putting you through the same shit. So if you want something different, you've got to grow. You've got to allow yourself to do shit differently in order for you to truly blossom. Okay? This is Scorpio energy, so is this one. I don't know if y'all can see, but there are the Scorpio symbols on both cards. Sorry if I'm ashy. I've been washing my hands like nobody's damn business. Okay? I'm still working with the public, so until further notice, y'all gonna get these ashy ass hands, okay? But Scorpio energy is very deep. It's very secretive. So these are all things you need to tap into on a level that is deeper than what you're used to going in your mental realm. You're going to have to really tap into your emotional body. You're going to have to tap into places that are uncomfortable. You're going to have to get involved with yourself in a way that you really have never been willing to do before. And bitch, we quarantined. You ain't got nothing but time. So you might as well get to know yourself, okay? And what I mean by that is, again, once you do have a true, more aligned vision of who you really are, this won't even really be a thing for you. You will be able to pick a direction, and go without having to consider, well, what if, and but so-and-so said, and all that. No. You need to pick a direction and stick to it and do what feels right for you. You need to do the things that are in alignment that Creator is telling you to do. You need to open up and allow Creator to tell you what that shit is. With all of that said, you have, like I said, a pretty heavy spread with all the majors on the board, so be gentle to yourself. Journal. Take the time that you need to take to truly get involved with this process, because this is not going to be a short process. I can tell you that this is probably going to be all summer long. You are going to be learning who you are and how to blossom truly all summer long, okay? So don't let that be intimidating. Allow the process to be fun, as much so as it's going to be kind of heartbreaking, a little devastating at times. Holding that mirror up to our true selves can really hurt, can really fucking suck, because we all have ugly moments where we are trash, we've done people dirty, all that shit. There are also moments where you've been an excellent human. We've all had great moments where, and a lot of times they don't get as much clout and as much credit, as when we fuck up. that said, again, you're going to have to start learning to receive with the same energy, no matter what it is. My beautiful Geminis, that is your spread. Thank you so much for joining me. If you liked the video, let me know down in the comments below. If you want them to be longer, if you want me to go more in depth, if it's perfect, let me know. I support you, Gemini. I'm here for you. If you ever want a personal reading, feel free to reach out. I got you. With that said, I'm going to go. Keep it groovy, Gemini.